What's up, YouTube? So today we're going to be going over the Bandel Earthquake bar. It's actually one of the first specialty bars I ever purchased for the company. We've had this, I want to say like 2013, 2014, we picked this bar up. It is still holding up really well. It gets used weekly with us. You know, it's not the most common bar. Can't use it for every single thing, but this bar does a lot for your athletes. We deal with a lot of shot putters, discus throwers, tennis players, all, coming down to a lot of shoulder injuries. And this little 5-pound bar can really do a lot for them. Has a 300-pound capacity. It is very rare we ever go that high with any of our athletes. And even when we do, it's not always that necessary. Typically, we're just keeping things lighter with this bar. But if you have shoulder issues, if you're in a sport that is prone to shoulder issues, the prehab and the rehab of this bar is just amazing. Bandel really did a good job. We own a couple of their items, but this is the most used bar. And I would say overhead press, we actually use this the most for. A lot of other people like it for bench. We do a lot of bench with it, but with our sports that we work with, the shoulder press is just really great with the Bandel. I actually prefer the Bandel over a barbell for shoulder press, but that's just myself. If you are looking to get a bar that's kind of affordable, that's going to be a little outside the box, I would say I wish every gym had this, except I know from working in high schools, it is not a bar you want to leave unsupervised. I work mostly with high school kids. Kids do stupid stuff, adults do dumber things, I've seen adults do really foolish stuff with this bar. It's not a toy. It gets dangerous. You think because it's only a few pounds, it's not going to hurt you, but this thing can really whip. I will say this: if you ever use one, never load it from the rack. It's only a few pounds. If you put even 20 pounds on one side before you put it on the other, it will flip. So I always load from the floor unless I have somebody there to hold the bar down and I can just drop them off real quick. But again, this bar has been a huge tool for all the athletes we train. We've had volleyball athletes use it, baseball, basketball. Something else I'll put out there, while it's highly effective for lifting, if you're dealing with high school kids and you can keep them controlled, because again, this bar gets a little dangerous, it keeps the workouts fun. The kid, even adults, you get on this thing, especially your first time, your whole body's gonna shake. You're lying down for bench and you won't believe what's happening. You're gonna feel your abs getting tight, your legs are wobbling, and you start going in just these crazy convulsions. It's hilarious, but it is effective. But with that, when I'm working with high school athletes, they love it. It's just comical and effective enough to bring into a weight room and keep the kids entertained while working hard. And it's so challenging. It's definitely going to put some egos in check, because you're going to have somebody that benches in the 200 to 300s. First time doing this, they might not even break 120. It really can get that difficult. We also use the Bandel Rhino bar often, which can actually load plates on instead of hanging them. But again, I don't know, I really prefer this one. A couple other things we've done with it: we've hung chains from it. We've actually used it for banded bench, banded deadlifts. Bent over rows are awesome with it, because you can actually pull straight up, and just as these are bouncing, you can feel it go straight through the lats. You're getting your core working on it. The overhead press though, you get so much control through this, and as you're going up, you're going to feel everything. And we've had a lot of athletes get shoulder injuries from their sports, especially with tennis. And most tennis players they shouldn't be lifting a lot of weight for the most part. I'm not against tennis players lifting heavy, but I am against tennis players trying to keep up with football players, especially during the season. You don't have to go heavy with this bar to activate all the muscles. It is much better when you're dealing with the athletes that are used to the 5 to 20 pound dumbbells and are not really as into the barbell because unfortunately with some of these sports, and again, like I work with a lot of tennis players, they've been told too often they shouldn't be lifting by unknowledgeable coaches, parents, whatever. Because of how light this bar is, it's been really easy to transition them into lifting, because when I tell the parents or the coaches, like, oh, the bar's only 5 pounds, we're only putting 10 pounds on each side, you know, it makes it a little easier on them. They get a little less nervous. And then the kid gets into it and realizes it's one of the hardest workouts he's ever done. But yeah, again, I mean, it's, if you're looking for a barbell to kind of change up your routine, your setup, the band bell. I mean, band bell only makes good products. I can't believe how much weight this thing can hold and how long it's lasted at only a few pounds. But with the shoulder press, you're gonna see I have 35 pounds on each side here. And already it's shaking. But then at the top, I mean, you can see it bounces around and just everything in your body is starting to really activate and build up a lot of control. And we've seen with our shot putters, when they're throwing and that arm's going out, sometimes it's just their form was a little off. Bars like this help them to just, even in a bad position, still get a good throw in and safely get a good throw in. If you're dealing with the girls, 4K, boys, high school 12, college 16, if you're dealing with that much weight on a shot put throw and your arm's off half an inch, you can start to cause some damage in the shoulders. This, not only does it help provide you with the strength to go through that movement if you're, a little off, it's also going to train your body to be able to lock itself into the right form. And I don't think we've ever used a bar that is more versatile across sports and gets the kids as excited. So there it is, the Van Bell Earthquake Bar. I actually got this one from Rogue Fitness. Got it. I should have looked up the date again. I think it was 2013. It may have been 14, except for a couple scratches. I mean, this little bamboo bar has held up very well. All right, well, I'll see you next time.